My name is Meredith Jones, and I'm here with John Piotti, who is the Executive Director of the Maine Farmland Trust. About 2 years ago, the Maine Community Foundation decided to focus on community economic development, and there are two strands to that work. One is with historic preservation, and the other is with sustainable agriculture. And John and the work of the Maine Farmland Trust, I think, is exemplary in that regard. So I'm here with John to talk a little bit about the economic impacts of sustainable ag from your viewpoint.
Well, thanks. I appreciate the opportunity. A lot of people don't think that farming has much of a future. They think of it as something that's in the past, but the truth is quite contrary. Farms in Maine have been growing. In the last decade, we've grown about, or added about another 1,000 farms in Maine. We have more acreage in production than when we did 15 years ago in this state. And there's a real groundswell of interest in local agriculture and in farms feeding more of the local community. And Maine has huge opportunities here. We have more good soil than people give us credit for.
What about growing season, John?
Well, it's expanding all the time, for better or worse. But growing season is really not as big a deal. There's been a lot of fairly low-tech methods of season extension. And if you look at other products that we're very well known for, particularly if you think about livestock or dairy, we can compete in those very effectively year-round. So Maine is incredibly well poised. We could really become once again the breadbasket of New England, be really a regional force in agriculture. We have access to markets, 60 million people within a day's drive, which is perhaps the most critical thing in this new form of agriculture which is being developed. So we're very well poised. And a lot of Maine Farmland Trust activities is designed, we're a land trust, yes, we care about preserving the land base, yes, but principally we're about making sure that farmers are successful and that they're profitable. So we do a whole range of work, from helping with assistance with business plans to helping find new market venues, anything we can do to keep farmers in a good position. And we feel very strongly that if we can hold on for another few years, some of these broader economic forces are going to be such that Maine will continue to have agriculture, but it actually is going to expand and grow considerably.
It's also consistent with the movement to buy local, grow local, eat local.
Absolutely.
And I don't know whether you've witnessed a growth in local farmers markets, but certainly the ones that I've participated in are growing.
Right. Yeah, farmers markets are up, community supported agriculture activities where people are buying, in essence, a share of the farmer's goods at the front end of the season. You see very creative operations where people are, well, I think of Chase's Farm in Freedom, which also owns Chase's Daily in downtown Belfast. They have a restaurant attached to their farm. Very creative marketing things going on. There's more and more of it, and there's more and more consumers that are interested in it. Our challenge is, in some ways, I've been at this game for 15, 16 years. A dozen years ago, the biggest challenge was finding market opportunities. That's not the problem anymore. Today, the problem is we have young people who want to farm. We have existing farmers who want to expand their operation and want to secure land they currently lease. And the land is unaffordable because they have to pay a developer's price to it. So that's how this comes back around to farmland preservation. If we preserve the farmland, we can keep that land forever available at its price as farmland. And that's the critical piece that's needed now to make sure that farming in Maine has a bright economic future.
Are the preservation activities more centrally located in different parts of the state, or is the work throughout the state?
It's throughout the state. If you look at a map of the prime farmland and the soil of statewide significance across the state, well, there's a little bit more of it in Aroostook County, but you will find that it is pretty much everywhere. And there are farms that are thriving everywhere. There are areas that are great to farm because they're distant, and there's land is relatively affordable, and there's large fields. But some of the more profitable farms are actually in fairly populated areas, because that's where the consumer base is. So we've worked with farms that might be as small as 10 or 12 acres that might be growing intensive vegetables, and they're doing very, very well. So get out of your mind that you need 500 acres to farm in Maine. Really what you need is innovative people and access to markets, and we see farms of all sizes in all places around the state doing very well.